Welcome everyone to Suzi Says. My name is Suzi Evans and my special guest today is Salli Toovey, better known as Coach Sal. Sal is an amazing woman. She is a personal fitness and lifestyle coach who has been helping women for over 30 years feel fit and fabulous again, to master their fitness and help them deal with menopause and create healthy and sustainable habits so that they can be the best version of themselves. A dear friend from many years ago that I've recently reconnected with through our like-minded thinking and values. Let's do this. Oh my God, Sal, thank you for joining me. It is so lovely to have you here.
Oh, Suzi, thank you for inviting me because, like you said, we were friends having fun time together when we, 41, 42 years ago.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we've come back together through this world of health and well-being and looking after all of each other, right? And
absolutely.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Sal, tell us, what inspired you to pursue your current path? Tell us a bit about Coach Sal and how you ended up here.
Yes, so probably, no, not probably. When back in the day, our generation had babies and then we didn't work as much. And so at the time I was a travel agent and I couldn't do that if I wanted to start a family. My husband at the time said, let's raise these beautiful babies. I had 3 under 2, by the way. I had twins and a baby. And anyway, off I go. But not long into that, they were all about 1 and 2. I wanted to do something. And it was just came to me like a total light bulb moment. I am going to do my meditation and my registration, fitness, and with the SA Institute of Fitness, and off I went. And then that was over 30 years ago. And during that time, I've evolved along the way, well, which we all do. And the older I've got, you grow and learn about more and more and what your true calling is. And this is my true calling because there's not a day that I have not enjoyed it. And my clients become like my family. What it does to me just lifts me so much. You'd probably find that too, Suzi.
Oh, you do. It's, they always say find your passion and, it doesn't feel like work. And I'm the same. I'm my happiest after I've done training session or coaching session because you feel valued and it just, I think we take for granted that so many people out there need encouragement and we all encourage in different ways and it's, it's important that we share that and especially women, not just always women, but in particular women, because we need to be each other's cheerleaders, not in competition with each other. So, so what actually drives that passion for your fitness and in particular women?
I love that question. Oh my God, you just took the words out of my mouth, and we haven't even talked about this.
I know we haven't.
So my darling, darling, beautiful mum, who passed away from Alzheimer's at the very young age of 76. She was ahead of her time, and growing up, she would always her cooking and her health, and I kind of didn't take it in at the time because I just thought that was normal, right? And I remember going to school and my friends I'd be jealous of because they'd get given money to go to the tuck shop, but I'd have this, beautiful, healthy lunchbox. But I look back and I go, wow, she would always put aside time for herself. They had a busy travel social life. My dad was corporate guy. And there's mum, she'd still host and do all that, but she'd managed to do her little daily meditation. She'd do, keep active. She would, I don't know, it's funny. And I look back now, particularly the last 20 years, I get this from my mum.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she taught me so much. And that was probably why it's happening. I
Well,
just
we
followed
don't
my
tend
heart.
to. Yeah, we don't. I mean, as women, we tend to put everyone else first. We tend to, you know, we'd be aware of fitness and health and the food, but we would do that perhaps for our partner or husband or our children before we would do it for ourselves a lot of the time. And so, but with you and your mum, I think we, even though we're young at the time, we subconsciously still take it all in. I think that's really key.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
so have you always been? You've always been into your fitness and nutrition?
yeah. But one thing I want to point out, the answer is yes, because I was just brought up that way, right?
Yeah,
But like the love of cooking without recipes, because I just know what goes together, but it's healthy and nutritional and looks great. And I always loved it, yeah. But one thing I want to say, as all my friends and family know, I've never been obsessed. I've
yeah,
never been on a diet, and I've never like I love my wine, right? Particularly Pinot Noir. And the other thing, I need fun in life too, but you can have it all by not being obsessive. And this thing that just is not me at all is this all or nothing mentality.
Well, I've
You know,
dieted, probably yo-yoed. My weight's been yo-yoed all my life, and the only time it gets worse is when I diet. So if I go on a diet, it might work, but then, as you said, it's like depriving yourself. So more recently, and then a few years ago, when I got into it, not so much for weight loss, but for my mental health and my mental fitness, um, I really it had to be lifestyle choices. So it was, instead of going, you have to eat lettuce leaves and whatever, I found out the foods I loved, and then created some easier recipes and things, so that it wasn't a diet as such, it was the lifestyle choice.
good
Would that
girl. But you know what? Congratulations to you because you actually made that step that you knew
Yeah.
something had to change. This is where most people, well, women, I particularly like working with women. I don't know whether it comes from a fear of change, if they're in their comfort zone. They doubt themselves about whether they're going to fail or succeed. And so good on you, Susie, for during those terrible hard times, you knew you had to do something.
Well, I'm 5'2" and getting older, and I can't carry the weight. If I had nice long legs and that, I might be able to get away with a bit more. But and I also aligned. I actually really, studying and what I do with the positive psychology, I really discovered that brain and gut connection, and I just, yeah, it's incredible how that feels. That certain foods, like,
Absolutely.
and they're different for everyone. Like, I actually haven't drunk coffee for nearly 3 years, and I love coffee, but I found that was not good for my anxiety. So, it's knowing that connection and knowing your triggers. That
And listening to our bodies, yeah?
Yes,
So
yes,
this is the other thing that I try to say all the time. We're all unique, right? We're all our genetics and our behavioral styles and the way we work and what foods we like and don't like. And you can't put everyone in the same box. And so that's why I love what I do, work one on one with people, and we find something together that works for them using the basic principles of which we could get to down in a moment. But, but you're listening to your body, and that's what you've done. And and then the big topic that's coming out of my mind right now is menopause or perimenopause. We don't have to accept it. We don't have to, yes, we accept the natural process,
Yes,
right? But we don't have to accept the feeling like blah and this and that. And we can do something about it by having the courage and getting guidance and support to
absolutely.
make you feel better.
And Sal, I noticed something on a post you had on Instagram a little while ago, and it's one thing that I use in my program, Workbench for the Mind, and it's one of my favourites, and it's the 1% of the day. So one of the things is when people go, I don't have time. I don't have time. And so, 1% of the day is actually, I think it's 14 point something minutes. And so if we round it down to 14 minutes or round it up, if you haven't got 14 minutes to spend on yourself, 1% of your day, or 1% on your partner, or 1% on your child, that's 14 minutes a day. Like, get up 14 minutes earlier or do it. So that excuse, I don't have time, is a bit of a cop out that women use, isn't it?
Absolutely. And that's the other thing I've learned over the years too. Back in the day, used to be 3 hours, 3 times a week. But that's not right now. It's been proven
No,
that the little bits that we do accumulate over the day, and do what you can do at the time. So rather than go, oh, I haven't got time, it's too hard. No, just do 15 minutes. You
absolutely.
can, given the right tools and the guidance, you can do an incredible strength training workout in 20 minutes. I'm not joking.
Yeah, and we talked
You
about
can,
this as we get older. We need more the strength and the resistance training as opposed to pounding our bodies if that's not your thing. But also, just on that, with that 14 minutes, you could bring certain strengthening exercises or workout into your daily routine, can't you?
yes. So, sorry, it's everybody. Susie and I are in 42-degree heat right now. I've just had to put my hair up.
Looks fabulous.
So you can incorporate through the day. Yes. But this is the new, sorry, not the new, this is the exciting, easy part. We have little ways to make these new little healthy habits. I call them my 5 little actions. And these little 5-minute actions done consistently become a habit. And before you know it, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, this is a part of my life, right? This is like just what I do. We brush our teeth, whatever. So what we have to do is, I'm a big fan of journaling or writing things down.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
write down some things. How, what don't you like about your situation right now? How would I like to feel and be in 5, 6, 12 months' time,
yep,
10 years' time,
yep,
right? You write it all down. Then you think, okay, well, what's stopping me from doing something? Just make yourself aware, yes?
yes,
Then what little actions, they don't have to be hard. What little things can I do to make this happen? And the worst thing you can do is have these huge, big, unrealistic goals. We might
absolutely.
do things like, okay, someone isn't a morning person. Right. Well, guess what? We can change that. Set your alarm a half an hour earlier. Yeah, it's not going to be that much fun in the beginning, but all of a sudden you'll realize, oh my God, my days are so much better. I've gone for my walk, or I've done a little quick workout. I've had some me quality time. I've scheduled my day. I feel clear and not stressed. Right. Another one. people that don't drink water. I say, okay, when you leave the house, what do? You take your keys and your mobile phone. Well, take your bottle of water as well. Like my bottle of water goes everywhere with me. There's one next to the bed, in the kitchen, and in the car, and it becomes like you just have it with
Well,
you all
it's
the
you
time.
have it. And we're the same here on a farm. You take water bottles everywhere because if you break down or something like that, it could be a long time before you can get somewhere that you can have water. But it's sort of like, I'm wondering whether, Sal, it's like what we talked about earlier about the food. So, for me, find the exercises or the routine that you like and then the exercises you like and then build your routine around that instead of trying to do what everyone else is doing. So it's been in line with your own values, isn't it?
Now that is a beautiful thing. So I'm not going to suggest a client go swimming if she hates swimming. Well,
Yeah.
actually, I don't like swimming, so I'm going to do swimming.
Yeah.
You know, many of us don't like running, so that's
Right.
fine.
Yeah.
But so you work out what you enjoy,
Yeah.
and saying that sometimes they might need a little push in doing something, but everything can be modified. Okay. Now, and then so once you find out what you enjoy, you'll actually enjoy doing it. There's another point that's popped into my mind. People say, well, when's the best time to work out? Do you know what the answer is to that? At the end of the day, it's when you will actually work out.
Yeah, and I
So,
agree with that because I'm, like you said before, I'm not a morning person, never really have been. And so I prefer to do my routine in the morning. And I used to walk every morning, but in the heat and everything here now, and perhaps little visitors of snakes on the way, I've got into some strength training and I just love it. Some mornings I can do a 45-minute workout, other times I might only have 10 minutes. So I just focus on a few things. And but for me, it was more about my mind, waking up my mind for the day. So I think the reason I didn't like mornings is because took me a little while to wake up that prefrontal cortex, that front part of my brain. And so people will be demanding or wanting things, and I'm like, whoa, 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 leave me alone, let me wake up. Whereas actually, if I do that routine, it actually gets that part of my brain stimulated for the day. And so then I'm like, right, I can go for the day. I can get this done.
exactly. And once you experience that feeling of that energy, and at the end of the day, you're kind of proud of yourself, what you've accomplished, and it'll become part of your life. Yeah.
So, Sal, tell me, if we're honest, there's a lot of women out there, especially perimenopausal and after, and maybe not even either, but um, need to lose a lot of weight, are really overweight, and that can be really overwhelming, even saying the 15 minutes for the day. It's fine to say, well, they might have trouble with their knees or they might have trouble with other things, so they just can't see a way forward. What's one piece of advice you can give them?
Oh, that is so true. Now, I'm going to be 60 in a couple of months. And so I've been there, right? Okay. Back in my mid late 40s, that perimenopausal with all those symptoms. Gosh, I can so resonate with what women are feeling and going through. And
Yeah.
so, what I'll say to that is it's hard, but you actually can feel better. Um, Look, when you're really stuck, you do need some help and guidance to start. But by just starting. Okay, what about every morning? You've got your shoes out from the night before. You wake up, the alarm's gone off a half an hour early. You go to the loo, wash your face, and put on those shoes.
Yep.
Then off you go.
Yep.
Little by little, a little becomes a lot.
And it could be just walking. You could just walk to the end of the street, or you don't have to be the 15 minutes. I mean, that 1%, try with the 0.5% of the day. Do 7 minutes, walk 3 minutes up and walk 3 minutes back. Just get your body moving. Would that be fair?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, Ultimately, okay, here's the thing, fitness and menopause. Ultimately, it has been proven that we need to do strength training, okay?
Yeah.
We must incorporate strength
And
training, let's
balance.
call it
Balance, Sal.
resistance. Yep.
I
So
found as I
there's,
get older, my balance.
yeah. In fact, clients I train in their 30s and 40s, I still train and balance so that they're preparing their bodies for the future. Now,
Yes.
strength training or resistance, whatever you may call it, and we're not talking those big things in the gym and
No, no,
pumping
no.
big weights. You can do it with
Yeah.
your own body weight. Oh,
Yep.
just to connect with what you said. What if women have a bad knee? What if they're struggling with joint pain? There's
Yes.
so much you can do. You can use resistance bands. We can look, there is so much you can do. So don't get scared by the word strength training. Ideally, we need to do it 3 times a week. We must walk most days. And then we add in absolutely increase our protein. Now that opens up a whole new world of nutrition, which is a topic I absolutely adore. So I'm a nutrition coach as well. And the importance of protein is, most people don't eat enough protein. If you can incorporate all those factors, Susie, like your strength training, your walks daily, let's look at your nutrition, particularly the good fats and your protein. Um, let's then make sure we know how to manage our sleep and our stress. So stress management is really important. But what is so true is that they're all connected. So if someone comes to me and says, "Oh, I just want to do, running or star jumps," well, I go, "Well, I'm not your girl," because what happens, you can't do just one part of the puzzle. It is all a lifestyle thing and it's connected. As you said, mm,
I think that's what I've learnt is there's not the quick fix, and we all grew up in an era where it was, the models and the airbrush, and you've got to be slim, and so you do all these crash diets to lose weight to fit into a dress and things like that for an event. But at the end of the day, it's about for me, it's about my fitness, my mental fitness, and my physical fitness, and their connection. And if the weight then comes off, although I found with the strength training that it's more inches rather than the weight, but you just feel better. But when we talk about habits and routines, what habits and routines help you stay productive and balanced?
okay, let me look at that. See, because they're habits and just a part of my life, I'm kind of like going, I don't have to kind of make the point of going, oh, I must do this.
Yeah,
But let me say, I know what you're saying and I know how to answer it. Okay, balance, moderation,
yeah,
listen to your body.
yes.
Let's say, I don't know, I know when I need more greens. It's like I little crave them,
Your
the
body
big bowl of
craves them? Yeah,
salad.
yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Um, but at the same time, if on the weekend I'm having we're out with friends and enjoying life, a good wood oven pizza, that's fine too. But I do notice it the next day in that I just feel different. But I don't beat myself up on that for having it. I just go, oh well. And then without even making it a thing, I find I just want to eat clean, fresh, beautiful food over the next few days. I don't make it a chore. So that's the food aspect. With regards to habits, well, I already mentioned the water. Another one is as we have also touched on, is the importance of self-care. Um, Back in our 40s, Susie, 30s, guess what? Didn't we all go, well, I should do this and I can't say no. And, but no, you get more confident in yourself and you start to be able to say no in a nice way. But you put aside time. So one of my things is, which again I got from my mother, and it's just second nature to me, is my little power naps. I love my little power naps.
Wow. Yeah, I
It's
wish
so
I could
good.
do that. I can't do
Well,
that.
you can. You really can.
I'm either all or nothing. I go to sleep for 9 hours or forget it.
If I'll teach you later, but it's
Okay.
so good. But we could also call it, I know, putting aside time for meditation. You might want to call it whatever you want to call it, right? It's not necessarily a sleep. It's a half an hour, 40 minutes of just finding what works for
Chilling.
you and
Yeah.
just chilling and getting rid of that clutter in your head
Recharging.
and just recharging. And I'm not
Yeah.
joking. When I do that, I've been doing it my whole life.
Oh, really?
Then
Yeah,
my
Mick does
energy's
it.
like mental.
Mick
Does
does it
he?
one day. Yeah, most days. Well, not every day, but most days. And I'm like, oh, I wish I could do that. But all right, I'm going to take you up on that. You're going to
Try.
teach me how
And
to
and
do
just one
that.
sec, you think it's actually been proven for our health, our heart and everything, and our
Yes.
brain. Mediterranean countries have siestas.
Yeah, they
Um,
do. They
Talking
do.
about
They do.
that, the Mediterranean
Yeah.
diet, they do the
Yeah.
diet and they have fun and passion and
Yeah.
love and
If you go
family.
to, like you said about the wood oven pizza, a nutritionist once told me that if you're going to have something like that, enjoy it. Make sure you actually really enjoy it. And, but from my perspective, from when I say there's certain things I eat and whatever, like if it's chocolate or drink too much wine, then that plays a havoc on my mental fitness sometimes. And you can go, okay, so what's going on here? Because it's just your body telling you something. And then I go, oh, yeah, especially like after Easter or Christmas, you go, yeah, well, I ate too much chocolate or I ate too much or drank too much wine or did this. And it's like, it doesn't mean that I don't do those things. It just means that if you're aware of it, then, as you said, with the pizza, you feel it the next day. But if you're aware of that, then you can put things in place to
Yep.
counteract that. But when we talk about, you talked about earlier about, saying no. Um, so what's one thing you can't live without?
Um, so Salli Toovey, as people know me, I get a little bit excited with things, don't I? And what can I live without? I can't live without um, fun, but looking after myself so that I've got the energy to have the fun.
Yeah.
At the same time, I can't live without my three beautiful adult kids who are now in their mid 30s. I am so blessed. They are my best friends, and oh my God, why am I getting all
Beautiful.
like emotional now?
Okay. Well,
But
because
now
you've
I've got
actually had
grandchildren.
um, Hugo, if you want to talk about it, okay. If you don't, but you've been through you've got twin boys, and one of the twins has been through a horrific bowel cancer journey. So perhaps touch on that a bit, but also what would be the most important lesson you've learned from that?
So, over 12 years actually. He's now a major in the army, but when he graduated from ADFA at the age of 19, he found out he had testicular cancer. And so that was a blow. blow. This is your child, and you just go, what? Oh. Anyway, fast forward 5 years later, after numerous lymph node surgeries, all sorts of dreadful things, he was fine. And then, unrelated, Susie, he got bowel cancer. it was like, what? He was like 26. And, you know, back, you'd think that bowel cancer is an old man's disease, or you think, well, how does this happen? He's already been through so much. Why is this happening? But you know more than I do. Well, just as much as I do,
The grief
what the
and
whole
the
thing's like
pain.
as a mother. But um, you know, he is now so happily married with his beautiful long-term life partner, and they've just had a baby. So Teddy
Congratulations. Another
is,
grandchild for you.
so he's nearly one now, and to see that Hugo has gone through so much, you know, he lost a testicle, and he's gone through this cancer, and but what's happened is the mental health effect that it has had. He's taken that, as you know, Susie, and he's now got a registered he's got a registered charity called Stay Alive, 25 Stay Alive, which he started to help bring about awareness. Yeah, to bring about awareness to young people, particularly men, to say early detection is key. But it's now gone further than that. You know, he's an ambassador for the Jodie Lee Foundation and Movember,
Yes.
and many other amazing organisations around Australia. And every day he's in some type of pain or something. He had another surgery, a procedure last week, and I said, "Hey, going?" He said, "Oh, looks good, Mum, but blah blah blah." His resilience and has taught me a lot, right? Wow. And I think we're connected in that way. Be open, talk to people, and then in turn it helps people because they feel like they can open up to you. And he he'll be okay. He really will be okay. And he's now 33
Wow.
and
So,
just
Sal,
fine.
going through that, which would be horrific for him, but horrific for you and Simon as parents, but how, what effect on the other children? You know, how that hard to manage because whilst it's not
Well, that's a
happening
lovely
to them,
question.
it's happening around them. Do you know how they focused with their mental
Yes,
fitness?
that's very true. Particularly it goes a step further because Hugo's twin Max, you know, they're best mates. And
Yeah,
so they're not just twins, they are best mates. But then my daughter Millie is, the three of them are friends. So it's a
beautiful.
good question. There's just always been the support
They
for each
support each
other.
other.
Really, the worst vision I still have to this day, it's like 10 years ago in the back garden when his twin brother Max had him out in the back garden and he's shaving his head, right? Oh, wow. You know, because he was going through chemo and stuff, and I had to run upstairs. But
Yeah,
they're just, they support each other. Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah,
And actually,
beautiful.
Simon and I, as parents, true, we've we were married for like 27 years and then we divorced maybe 10 years ago, and we've always maintained we're still amicable and care for each other's happiness. And so as parents, that's probably been great for Hugo's healing and the
No, I
family
admire
unit.
you for that. It's not easy to do. A lot of people can't do it, but I admire you. I know another couple like that too, and they make it work, and it's just a credit to you. Really is. Thank you for sharing, Sal.
Yeah.
So, if you could leave our listeners with one takeaway, or if there's, you know, a piece of advice or whatever, what would it be?
So I'd like to go back to what we talked about earlier.
Yep.
I really would love you all to write down how you feel now and how you want to feel, and know that you can do something about it. Don't just accept feeling like this. You can do it and get some help, make these little changes. The other thing, be kind to yourself, be patient. And with consistency and sustainable little tiny habits will happen. And then you'll get there. You really will. And accept there's
Yes.
going to be bad days. We all have bad days.
Absolutely.
And you
Because
can do
life
it.
doesn't work. Life's not about being happy all the time and positive all the time. And that's because we know that life doesn't work that way. But I like the way, the writing, the journaling, and I found a journal of mine from years ago, and it was quite interesting reading how I'd written down a list of what I don't want in a situation,
How good you
and then wrote a list of what I do want in a situation. And then my third list was, what do I have to do, or who do I have to become to attract that? And I think that's really good of what you're saying. So it's, this is me now with my menopause or perimenopause, or may not be in menopause. Maybe this is where I'm not happy with my fitness and nutrition in my life, and write that list of what you don't like about it. Write your list of where you would like to be. And then what do I have to do and become to make that happen?
Yeah. Susie, the way you did that, you did that yourself. How long ago did you do that?
I actually manifested Mick, funny enough. It was a list on a relationship I wanted. So, God, it would be 23 years ago or something, 22 years ago.
See, you were ahead of your time.
No, we think about it, and then you think though, Sal, back then you were starting that journey. I suppose we start the journey when we're born, but I think awareness is your first step in a journey. It's being aware of the situation and what you want to do to change, and staying in your lane. And as you said, that doesn't mean keeping your blinkers on, but staying in your lane. But I like to stay in my lane. But for a few years there, I had some people playing dodgem cars with me, so they tried to get me out of my lane. So it is, and yeah, I think important that other thing is the self-talk. And when you're going through that, if you're overweight and you can't see a way out, or don't know, because you think of, I'm wanting to lose 20 kilos or 10 kilos. You don't think of, well, forget losing weight, just move your body a bit each day, when it can be overwhelming. But our self-talk then would be, horrendous. So, it could be just spending that 1% of your day on your self-talk to start with, so that you start feeling a bit better about yourself, wanting to do that walk or exercise.
And also, I can also just comment on that, saying it's all very well for me and you to sit here and say, just do that. But sometimes we just can't do that, can we? And so talking to someone helps. It really does. Like, I'll talk to people, and sometimes just having someone listen is enough to make you find the answer. Don't you think?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And so that 15 minutes, that 1% of your day, may be to book in a session with Coach Sal and just have a chat about it. You might not want to go to a gym or go out. You want to do it in the privacy of your own home. So tell us a little bit about how you work, because you can do some online and you do consulting. So tell us a bit
Yes,
about
Susie.
that.
Well, so what happened was, I've always been a face-to-face or an in-person trainer, but the last 2 years, I've been transitioning my business to be online. The reason being, there's just one of me, right? Whereas if I do it online, I can help more people. And it also gives my life more balance as well. It's yeah, it's better for me as well, but better for my clients, and I can help more people. So
Does that give your
what
clients,
happens is
sorry to interrupt, does that give your clients more, make them take more ownership by having it online? It gives them more.
yes, it does. Very good point, because they've got this commitment
Yes.
and we work together. I'm available 24/7, really. Like, you've got your little app on your phone, and I can see already here, there's this, my lovely lady in the hills is asking me a question, because I asked her to show me what she's eating for breakfast. So, and I'll just quickly inbox her. I customize workouts for people, for them, right? They're not just what everyone does, it's for you. And I suppose the big thing is that I provide accountability. So what you said is very true. It's like, oh, right, I've got to do that. So, and it's at the touch of a button with your finger, like it's here. And we do metrics and measurements, and over time we can see the progression, and I'll do different nutrition stuff with them, whatever. Everyone's different. But it really is fantastic, because whether they're on holidays or live in the country or live in Sydney or New York,
They
I
can,
can be with you, right?
yeah,
And
absolutely.
so that's really exciting, and I'm loving that. So, so for anyone listening, you know what? I really mean this. You can see I'm passionate about it. I wouldn't be in this business for over 30 years if I didn't love my job.
No,
If
absolutely.
anyone wants to have a free half an hour chat, we could have a little Zoom session together, and I'd be really
Oh,
happy
that's
to do
wonderful.
that, to
Oh,
just get you
awesome.
started, or I don't know, just chatting.
Yeah. So
But
how do they get
Susie,
in
before
contact with you?
so if you look at, if you're on Instagram, please go at PT underscore Sal in lowercase,
Yeah.
at PT underscore Sal at lowercase. And that's my Instagram page.
Instagram.
You can
Yep.
DM me, or just email me too at SALLI underscore, no, Sally.Toovey@gmail.com.
We'll put the contact details for Sally in the bio, in the link. But just before we finish up, Sal, is there anything else you'd like to say or add to what we've talked about?
Yeah.
Yeah, go.
So there is something really exciting that's been released. You know what I'm about to say.
Yes.
And it is this game-changing miracle 100% natural hops extract, no side effects. Menopausal women, hundreds of thousands around the world, are getting results. It is working on our mind, our vagus nerve, and the deep, nasty, toxic, visceral fat. Right. You said before, don't look at the scale. Don't look at the number on the scale. It's the centimeters that we're losing. We want to get deep inside our health and fix all that stuff that we don't even know what's going on in there, right?
Sal, tell
And
me,
so,
people that, but just on that, a few people would question, well, how come I don't lose weight, but I lose centimeters? How can you lose centimeters and it doesn't show on the scales? Why is that?
very, the body's strange and it's very complex, but we, particularly during menopause and different hormonal situations, you've got water weight, you've got, you know, perhaps how much sodium is in our body, what we ate last night, different times of the day. Our weight fluctuates. So it just does. What time of the month it is, if you know the hormonal situation. It just
Strengthening our
fluctuates.
muscles. Does this muscle, is that true that muscle weighs more than fat?
Well, so basically it does. Like you can have two people weighing, say, let's call it 60 kilos, and you look at them and you go, oh my God, they look totally different. They both weigh 60 kilos. The one that's been working out and strong weighs the same as the one that's quite, needs to start some exercise. So the number doesn't matter. Muscle does weigh more than fat. I'm
One
not a
about
number person on the scale because, okay,
right.
all it does, okay, sometimes I say in the beginning, let's weigh yourself. It does do your head in. And then people get depressed and upset because it's, I've been eating well for 2 weeks and I've been exercising and I haven't even lost weight. Oh my God, I put on weight. And get that out of our heads. Because in time, when we've worked on all this other stuff, it'll happen. You'll lose centimeters throughout the body. And as you have, Suzi, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. So the product that Salli is talking about is called Fix, and it's a hops extract, and it's actually taking over as the is it the Opsmetic?
It's the natural, let's call it the natural Ozempic and Mounjaro,
Yes,
right?
Ozempic. That's
Now,
it. Thank you. I couldn't say
the
that, but
Hollywood
yes,
fat loss.
yeah. And I've been on it for 6 weeks now, and I haven't got my results handy. I haven't weighed myself because it does my head in, because I think I feel good and look good, and then I get on the scales and it just shatters my self-esteem. But I've lost something like 5 centimetres across my chest. I've lost 3 on my waist and about 3 on my hips. And I have been watching what I eat as well and have been doing some strengthening. But the thing I have noticed is that it's my upper waist, that it's not my belly, so it's the actual waist that's lost, which has always been really hard for me since menopause to actually budge. And the number one thing that I do like of this product, and I'm still trialing it, is that it suppresses my appetite. It actually makes me feel full quicker.
100% of people
Yeah,
say that, Susie,
yeah,
and
yeah,
me included.
yeah. So
I've
that
been taking it
alone,
for 2 months.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, so it's fantastic. So, Coach Sal's got a link on her Instagram page that
Well,
takes
you
her
can
to.
get it through me or Susie. You can get it through Susie or me. But can I just say something else? Oh my God, the brain, the clarity of our brain. We get foggy brain, and you think, what is wrong with me? I feel like a genius at the moment. Like my brain is so clear. The other thing, this isn't just me, by the way. This is most people get these little results. And I don't know about you, Susie, with this, but the quality of sleep is deeper and better. Like I can have 5 hours, but I wake up jumping out of bed. It's like, um, I used to have, by the way, everybody, because you've all probably got a bit of this, as we age, mild arthritis, right? Or other aches and pains, joint pain. So it reduces inflammation in the body. And I've now, last 2 months, I just do not ever get the pain. You know, that sharp little pain there? I do want to say one little thing that I want people to know, because when I got introduced to this, I thought, oh yeah, just another fad, another quick fix, which in 30 years, I have never endorsed a product. I do
Yes,
not believe in anything like that until now. And I got introduced to it by a wonderful naturopath, women's health coach. And I thought, well, if she says it, I trust and respect her. I'll check it out. So I spent a long time researching and looking at all.
Yeah, I
Oh
know
my
you
God,
did.
I couldn't order it quick enough.
Yeah.
And you did too.
Yes, I
And
did.
so for people to hear this part, it's actually, did you know that hops has been around since the beginning of time? It's hops extract has been used for health for centuries.
Yes.
And over the years, it's been tried and tried to make it into something bigger and better, but it costs millions of dollars to formulate or whatever. Finally, this pharmacist reached out to the distributors or the people, MPG in America, and they said, well, I think there's something in this. So they did clinical studies for years. It's been scientifically proven. I have links that you can look at to see this roundtable doctors discussion endorsed by naturopaths, health professionals, and doctors, and it's quite extraordinary. They're saying, well, not they're saying, it's true. There's never been anything like this ever in the health, weight loss, fat loss world. Cost, these are questions that everyone asks me all the time, right, Susie? So I'd like to say to the people listening, well, how much does it cost? So the answer to that is it comes in a little snap. Look. So this is my little snap, and it's so cute. You just snap it into a drink, into anything. Wine, coffee, tea, water. Taken 9 hours apart, what it does is creates this fat burning effect called thermogenesis, which is equivalent to being in an ice bath for 9 hours. Now, I
Yeah.
don't know about you, but I'm not a fan of ice baths. In fact, I
No.
can't stand a cold
Never,
shower.
never been in one and don't
No,
intend
and
to.
we know the documentation.
Yeah.
We know it's been documented, the benefits of ice bath. Like, it's proven. But so this acts on that. And what it does, that thermogenesis, the hops hones in deep inside on the bits that uniquely we need to be fixed and healed. Then you think about it. All the systems start working optimally, the processes are ready. Then the fat loss comes along because you're absorbing nutrients better. Your brain is clearer. The vagus nerve is being operating better. Who knows what yucky, nasty T cells or diseases are forming inside? Cancer and diseases take years and years to form, don't they? They don't just wake up one day and hello. So
Yeah.
don't we want to be the best we can be for our future? But
Absolutely.
price-wise, you're looking at the price of a cup of coffee. So that and that is the same. Call it $6. Whether you have one a day or two is up to you. And when you realize how you feel, usually we say 12 weeks is the period of time. Some
Yeah.
people take 4 weeks, some people take
Yeah.
12, 14 weeks. It depends, obviously, on their level of
What's going
toxicity
on?
inside their body.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, to me, I don't have money pouring out of my world, but it was a no-brainer. I'm like, well, isn't that an investment in our future
Yeah.
by
Absolutely.
spending $10 on this? And I can't tell you, but I've got millions of testimonials and doctors' links and everything. So reach out to Susie or myself, and we can let you have a look, and you can make your own decision.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And if anyone here is interested in mastering their fitness and they want some help to just get started or continue their fitness and nutrition journey, then go to Instagram and Coach Sal, and we will put her links below, so you'll be able to do that. Coach Sal, Salli Toovey, thank you so much. It's been an absolutely wonderful conversation. Love chatting to you. We could both be here for hours, but thank you. And also if you're interested in finding out more about the hops extract, which is called Fix, then reach out to Sal or myself too.